Thank you, Michael. Boy, what a room, Rowie. You've pulled it off again. It's absolutely fabulous, and I hope you're all enjoying the evening as much as I am. Now, Rowie, a picture tells 1,000 words, and one very, very special picture does this. It's a picture that tells the story of one lady's remarkable and passionate journey from budding actress to soon-to-be successful author. The beautiful cover picture of the cookbook Indulge says it all. Firstly, its bold, striking design, signature red, black and white, and gorgeous heart shapes. We've got a picture of the cover. Someone can find a picture of the cover put up. It's all around the room, so you'll all see it. Secondly, its non-conforming positioning on the bookshop shelf. It won't be, I should say, Rowie won't be pigeonholed into special need diets. And thirdly, passion to bring taste and style to those who live with food allergies. Who else could be the force behind this picture and our dramatic theatrical setting but Rowie Dillon, ex-ad agency creative, gluten intolerant and cake baker extraordinaire of Rowie's Cakes, whose sole mission in life is to save the world from tasteless, unattractive food and change gluten-free cooking forever. And to give gluten-free food the makeover it so desperately needs. I'm going to take you on a little journey, a journey of discovery to set the scene about Rowie. Rowie has always been, this has been actually quite a surprise to me, this story, and so I think you might be surprised as well. But it makes sense why we're here in this particular room. Rowie has always been on stage. From very early age, 5th grade, she started acting classes and auditioned for NIDA twice. When she was barely 16, she was awarded a 2-year scholarship to the Australian Theatre of Young People. Her classmates were none other than Nicole Kidman and Lisa Hensley. She lived with her parents and 3 very close and loving sisters, who I believe Rowie 2 are here, and they're the 2 girls or ladies that are to Rowie's side. On Sydney's North Shore till she was 16. At this time, her parents moved to Brisbane, but she remained and lived with her uncle and aunt and then her grandparents. It's from her early days with her pop that she attributes why she has achieved so much today. Every evening, the table was set with precision, and every night, her pop would ask her, Rowie, what did you learn today? At first she was annoyed and used to make up her answers, but soon she began to welcome the exchange and understood why he would ask her this particular question. To this very day, every day, Rowie asks herself, what have I learned today? On finishing high school, but still at acting school, Rowie started her first job. And trust me, no one is ever going to guess what this first job was. I'd give away the theatre if I could. No one will ever guess it. Selling horse and sheep dip and wool bags to country traders. We may wonder where the desire and direction came from, but it was Rowie's love of the countryside and all things bush that motivated her. Her late mother, Linny, was constantly telling her that acting is not a paying career and to get a proper job. But it was her mother who saw her creative touch early in life. Rowie's first word was pretty, in response to being given a piece of fabric to feel. Linny wanted Robin to become a fabric designer, the modern-day Florence Broadhurst, or a set designer for theatres, something that would pay her way but release her creative talents. Instead, Rowie moved into advertising industry, working for Mojo in Sydney as a creative secretary with some of Australia's best creative directors. With Mojo, she moved to Brisbane and soon after moved into magazine photographic styling, never guessed Rowie, and TV ad production with a couple of other agencies. Somewhere during these years in advertising, she was a traffic flow manager and on the side provided PR for 3 restaurants, which culminated her in running her own PR agency at 30. In this capacity, she pioneered in the mid-90s in-store food and wine marriages or experiences for the Australian Hotel and Alcohol Association, something to that name, winning a prestigious national award for innovative works. And if you think back to the mid-90s, combining food and wine in Australia was something quite new and different. Unfortunately, but now in retrospect, maybe fortunately, Rowie seriously burned her hands, and it was not through cooking. This kept her off work for 3 months, and when she went back to the advertising industry, she told her boss she needed to find her smile, the one we know and the one we love. A quick decision was made and returned to Sydney. On the eve of September the 11th, she was formulating a plan to start her own business and was speaking to a friend and an ad industry mentor. Next morning, she was so stunned to see the buildings in New York collapse that she said, "Do you think anybody will still eat cake?" In this setting, with the inspiration gleaned from reading copious stories about entrepreneurs, apparently I was included, Rowie saw the opportunity to bump the bland out of gluten-free. To this day, she remembers buying her first book on business planning and writing with oodles of enthusiasm her business plan that night. Her boss at the time asked her to make a cake, and Rowie, in her exact words, did it Rowie's way. The next day, she was retrenched, took a long drive to find a cake box company that could make her trademark R, and as we say, the rest is history. Well, not quite. It's been 10 long, hard years of passion, planning, and perseverance to get to this magical day today. It was Qantas in those very early days that invited her to make a universally free. So that means, if you're wondering, wheat, yeast, eggs, dairy, soy, and gluten-free. And it was 8 years ago she knocked on my door at Luken in May with her feather-light potato cake. And it just absolutely blew us away in its lightness and its innovation using a potato flour that we really basically never heard of in those days. But she blew me away with her determination. Rowie has worked tirelessly to build her business, to bring joy to the lives of those with food allergies. And like most special needs diets that are scientifically assembled using tried and true means, Rowie's approached gluten-free cooking with the pleasure of eating. She has a magical touch discovering, mixing and matching the unique and special characteristics of gluten-free flours, creating fabulous textures and flavours that surprise and delight. And it's this very difference that allows people with food allergies to experience forbidden meals, such as pizza, pasta, pies, and the humble sausage roll, and all those naughty tasting treats including lemon ricotta cheesecake and blueberry mascarpone tart. For children, she gives love and laughter and acceptance. What makes this book so good is that everyday cooks can indulge too, by using what were once exotic ingredients, quinoa, chia or chai? Chia and potato flour, to easily create unique, healthy and amazing dishes. This book is a beautiful book. It's Rowie's baby. She's relentlessly planned and executed every detail. It's the culmination of her dreams and her desires. And it gives me the greatest pleasure to officially launch Rowie's book, Indulge. So with no further ado, I'm going to bring Rowie up here, and I think it should be your honour, Rowie, to ring the bell first, because I believe this is a tradition with Rowie when she does her tastings.
Thomas Duck's bell.
When she does her tastings,
We're in Thomas Duck's stores. We ring the bell. Don't we? We say cakes.
So I am going to ring the bell, and Rowie is going to...
I'm going to launch my
book by selection. So I had a glass to Rowie and to Indulge. May all your dreams come true, Rowie. So now I'd like to welcome you to the stage to say a few words. To launch her fairy tale.